Second of all, yes, one or a few scientists, one or a few studies can be influenced by money. However, when that study comes out, or when that scientist publishes a paper, it goes out for the rest of the field to see. And so scientific consensus is what happens when that study comes out and people all across the field are over and over and over again trying to say that that thing is wrong. They're trying to undermine it and disprove it, and they are unable to do so. And as much as you can buy one or a few scientific studies or one or a few scientists, you cannot buy scientific consensus. Let me be clear, scientific consensus could be biased. What that means is that something is happening and influencing our data that we are not aware of. And so we have to use robust statistical methods to weed those things out. And that's how our scientific understanding and how scientific consensus grows over time. It's always changing and moving forward.
The label of research I see misused a lot. Do your own research. The problem is this usually means Google stuff, look for stuff on the internet until you find what you're looking for. And as I've stated earlier in this rant and in other rants on academia, science and academia are based in the experts over and over again, usually over the course of months or years, trying to disprove an assertion. If you're searching for things until you find a thing that proves you right, you're not doing research. Research is peer-reviewed. When you submit an article to a scientific journal, you have to get it through at least 2, but sometimes up to 4 or 5 other experts in the field reviewing your paper to say, does this make sense? Do the methods hold up? Is there bias in this that we can at least identify? Have you addressed your assumptions? Have you followed the scientific method to try to eliminate bias?
And I wanted to add, this doesn't just apply on the scientific scale. It applies on the news scale. Just because you heard something from MSNBC or CNN, I know I give Fox News shit, but just because they sometimes lie about things, you can't just call whatever it is biased and use that as a way to say anything that comes from CNN or MSNBC or Fox News is automatically biased. I am not saying those organizations do not have bias. I am saying look into the headlines you hear and the stories you hear before you just brush them off as biased, because there are going to be times that every news organization has some degree of truth to it.
If you're concerned about bias from a news source, you should be. Look for other sources that give you more information on the story or the headline you're hearing. You can limit, if not eliminate entirely, bias by diversifying your sources.
So again, the point of this and the past 2 videos I put up is just don't let a label of something tell you how to feel about that something. Learn what the label actually means,
Because letting labels tell you how to think makes you susceptible to propaganda.